Well, what's up, netizens? You're watching Dark Star. My name is Anthony. Today I'm going to be watching Ready Player One pitch meeting. I literally just watched this movie. I'm trying to watch the movies of the pitch meetings I haven't seen, that I'm waiting to watch the movies before I actually watch the pitch meetings. I've got this one, which I watched now yesterday, so it's fresh in my mind. This one I've got. Okay, Wonder Woman 84, Tenet, and Spider-Man Homecoming. So I need to watch those three pitch meetings. I also haven't watched because I'm waiting to see the actual movies or whatever. There's other movies I haven't seen that are on the pitch meeting list, but I watched the pitch meetings because I didn't care and I wasn't planning on watching them. These movies I actually didn't want to be spoiled on. So yeah. Anyway, so this one I've literally just watched. This one obviously is a lot older than the other ones that I haven't watched yet. Well, Homecoming's probably like a year old, and this one's like a couple years old, so 3 years old or something like that. So not that crazy, much of a difference. But either way, I hadn't seen it yet. Finally watched it. I thought it was pretty good. It was a pretty solid movie. I'm sure there's going to be some holes for them to pick. The biggest one is, so this is another thing that he does that I think is really funny. It's one of his underrated like little bits or whatever, is when somebody dies and then they go do something and they either like say a joke or like the person's like romantically involved or whatever happens, and he says that person's blah 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 just died, or that guy just died, or whatever. In this case, it's going to be his mom just died or whatever. I hope that happens in this one. I'm looking forward to it because right after his mom dies, he fucking basically has no reaction to it like whatsoever. He immediately goes and starts like trying to hit on the female character or whatever because he meets her in real life for the first time, and then the Artemis / Samantha or whatever. And so yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see how he plays that, because I could definitely see that being part of this pitch meeting. But all right, let's go ahead and check it out.
So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. It's called Ready Player One, and it's based on a book about a VR game. Oh, a little part of that sentence was boring. You're starting to lose me. The book part? Well, don't worry. It's absolutely packed with pop culture references. Oh, thank God. I was like, what is this, school? Yeah, and actually, whenever I feel like I might be losing people, I throw in a pop culture reference to distract them. Is that actually gonna work? Because it feels like at a certain point, it's just gonna become clear that remember Freddy Krueger? Oh, yeah, I remember Freddy Krueger. That's awesome. Well, he's gonna be in here. Oh, pop culture references are tight. What was I saying? I don't know. Oh well. Anyway, so the movie takes place in the future and everybody plays this big VR game called the Oasis. Okay. And one of the game's creators, Halliday, died and hid 3 Easter eggs in it. And the first person to find them all gets to run the whole game. Pretty reckless thing to do with your company. Super reckless, and the main guy, Wade, wants to find all the Easter eggs before this corporation, IOI, does. Oh, tell me more about IOI. Oh, well, the head of IOI is this guy, Nolan Sorrento, and all he cares about is money. Oh, I like this guy. Oh, well, no, actually, he's the bad guy. How so? He wants to run the Oasis so he can fill it up with advertisements and product placements. He's a bad guy because he wants to include product placements? Pretty evil, right? You do realize we're gonna have a bunch of product placements in this very movie, right? Yeah, it's okay when we do it. Oh, okay, good. So if IOI are the bad guys because they want to use the Oasis to make money, does that mean that the Oasis currently doesn't make money? Oh, no, it definitely does. It makes trillions of dollars. So why is it bad for IOI to want to use the Oasis to make a profit if the Oasis is already making a profit off of people? Hey, you know Batman? Oh yeah, I know Batman. Why? What's up with Batman? We're gonna reference Batman in this movie. Oh, that's amazing. Batman is tight.
Yeah, he's like,
what was I talking about?
climbing.
No idea.
Climbing Mount Everest.
So how do people actually play this VR game? Inconsistently. What? Yeah, some people play it on the treadmill, some people just sit in chairs, other people run around in the streets blindly.
I didn't really understand that part either.
Sometimes you'll get flipped upside down, other times you can do karate kicks, I don't know. Feels like we should have some consistency with how the game actually works. Oh, but I don't wanna. Oh, okay, never mind. So anyway, people have been stuck on this race challenge for like 5 years trying to find the first key. Okay. And Wade's gonna figure out that there's a secret passage in the race if you just go backwards. You're telling me that in 5 years no one ever tried to go backwards? Yeah. Aren't gamers notorious for digging through video game levels and searching everywhere for hidden details and passages? And in 5 years nobody has tried going backwards. That's what we're going with. So now Wade has his character's name up on this big scoreboard. Oh, why is there a scoreboard? To keep track of the score. score. What score, though? Isn't it just a matter of finding the keys first? Yes, and then Wade becomes
And
famous
the other
and
thing
buys
is
himself a cool new
that
suit. In the game? No, in the real world. What? Yeah, and this new suit lets him
as far
feel
as I
everything.
remember, they
like he
never
can feel
got
pain
the
now.
corporation
Why would
never
you
got the
want to feel
first
pain?
key.
That's a
So, like,
massive
the ending was a little
disadvantage.
weird.
Well, the bad guy has one too. At a certain point, he's gonna get kicked in the balls. His suit lets him virtually
Yeah.
get kicked in the balls and feel the pain in real life. It does. So anyway, we're also gonna have Wade fall in love with another Easter egg hunter named Olivia. Oh, why do they fall in love? Because they're the main characters. Gotcha. And we're gonna have this cool scene where Wade and Olivia
To
are
be fair, I think they
dancing and
actually developed
IOI
that.
busts in and starts shooting at them and they have to try to not be killed. So this happens in the real world then? No, this is in the Oasis. So couldn't they just remove their VR masks and not be in danger anymore? Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
not going to. Why not? Because it's an action scene. But they don't have to be in danger at all. They can just unplug. Hey, you know The Shining? Yeah, I know The Shining. We're gonna show a bunch of stuff from The Shining in this movie. Wow, I love it. Anyway, so in the real world, Olivia's gonna have Wade brought over to where she lives, and she's gonna be like, welcome to the rebellion. Oh, tell me more about the rebellion. I can't, that's the last time we reference it. Oh. And then Olivia's gonna get captured by IOI and put in a little prison pod thing. Uh-oh. Yeah, so Wade and his friends are like, first things first,
Damn,
we
they
need to
skipped
go
over
save
the mom
Olivia,
dying.
then we need to
Damn.
get the last key before IOI does. Wouldn't it make more sense to find the key first? Yeah, but they don't want to do that. Oh, so it's because they absolutely need her help in the virtual world? No, in fact, Wade is gonna kill her in the virtual world himself. What? Yeah, but in the real world, they are gonna help her get out of her pod. Oh, is that hard to do? No, it's super easy, barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, there's like a lever inside the pod, and she pulls on that, and it opens up. That is convenient. So anyway, eventually Wade finds the last Easter egg and gets to talk to Halliday. Okay. And Halliday's big message is that sometimes you need to disconnect and go out in the real world. If that was really what he wanted, wouldn't it make more sense for him to hide the Easter eggs in the real world? What? His plan basically ensures that people are gonna spend more time in the game. If he wanted people to go in the real world, he should have done something involving that. Hey, remember the Iron Giant? Of course I remember the Iron Giant. In this movie too. That is so cool. What were we talking about? I don't know. So anyway, Wade gets to take control of the Oasis and he's like, new rule everybody, it's gonna be shut down on Tuesdays and Thursdays. What about people who can only play on Tuesdays and Thursdays? Screw them. Very harsh. So what do you think? Well, I really like that it's full of pop culture references, so I say let's make this thing. Awesome. So is this like a top priority or? Oh, absolutely. We're gonna get this done ASAP. Amazing.
Oh yeah, that's right. This thing took forever to make. I forgot about that.
Hey guys, Ryan here. Hope you enjoyed that.
Dang it! So they went with the angle at the beginning where basically they were trying to go with the angle where the guy wasn't that evil. So it would have been counterintuitive to bring up the things that he did that were actually evil or whatever. So I guess I get it, but it's kind of disappointing not to see the mom thing because I noticed it right away when I was watching it. And I was literally even thinking to myself, like, I bet the pitch meeting references this. Dang it, I guess I was wrong. Oh well. But yeah, the other thing that I noticed while I was watching it, the two biggest other things that I noticed while I was watching the movie was the first Easter egg where they went backwards. The funniest part about it is that they literally show how bad that idea was in the last challenge. Because in the last challenge, the way that the IOI finds the final challenge is like they're supposed to go into like the Doom world or whatever it is or whatever. And I guess there's a bunch of fortresses or something. We only really ever see the one. But apparently they just used their massive amount of manpower, right? They hire all these people to go in and basically do whatever, and they just mass sourced their human power basically and sent everybody into each one until they found the right one. And then when they got to the game part, they just mass like had people go die or whatever, playing the game or whatever. That was the final challenge. And so like while you're watching that, you're like, yeah, I mean, basically, if you throw enough people at a challenge, eventually you're going to basically be able to beat that challenge because people are going to try different things. People see things differently, different perspectives, just sheer numbers. Eventually, people fucking do whatever. Also, and it's the same thing with, you know, the challenge with the race thing. Also, I don't know if they were trying to imply there were different, they never implied this or anything, but if there are like different versions of the track or whatever where different people can do different things. There was only like 50 people, maybe I don't know, let's be generous and say with like 200 cars or whatever on the track whenever they went to go do a race. I guess, I mean, the one dude like saved the guy a spot, so I guess there's like a limited amount of spots potentially to get in, but like those spots would be at a premium, right? Like you wouldn't be able to just go do it whenever you wanted to do it. You'd have to like line up or be like ready or like on the fucking doorstep basically to get into one of these things. If there was only 50 possible, you know, spots or 200 spots or whatever available. Anyway, point is, even if everybody could do it at any time or whatever, then they would have had, somebody would have went back. Somebody would do literally everything. They'd get out of their car and be like chasing around different things. Now there is a little bit of a mitigating circumstance, and that mitigating circumstance is if you die, you lose all your shit. However, there would be a group of people, especially with the IOI, right? They don't care about people losing their stuff. They got a ton of resources, ton of money, or whatever. They could just buy whatever they want. The IOI would just keep remaking people, don't have them go build up their characters or anything like that. Just get into the thing with their characters that don't have any good shit or anything like that, and just like go explore all around the thing and see if they could figure out a way to beat the challenge or whatever. And going backwards obviously would be one of the things they would try. So yeah, that was one thing. That was the second thing besides the mom dying and them not caring at all. And him not caring at all, I guess I should say. Not that his mom was that great, but he cared about her, and he did freak out when he found out that she was about to die or whatever. But anyway, the third thing that I noticed was at the end, when they're having their all-out war thing or whatever, and the regular people that are out in like the streets and stuff like that, they're literally like out in the streets moving around as if they were characters, and I guess none of them bumped into each other or hate each other or anything. Like they're literally just doing their fighting and shit, and like going down with guns and stuff like that or whatever, like in the streets when they're driving by, like with their virtual, like that was like people with Pokemon Go, like we're getting into accidents and stuff like that, and they still had like peripherals to be able to see around and stuff like that. These guys have like they can't see anything, and they're just running around like, bruh. Come on. Like, come on. Anyway, yeah, those were a few things that I noticed as well that they didn't really touch on too much. He did touch on he touched on the inconsistency, which, like I said, some people were like the guy sitting in the chair, like, I don't know how I guess it just took his brain signals or something. I don't know exactly how it was like moving him, but most of the people actually had to like move their body and limbs and stuff like that in order to do stuff in the game. And then obviously he brought up the whole aspect of gamers being notorious for finding like and breaking games basically and finding hidden things and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think definitely covered well. Look forward to watching the other three that I haven't seen yet. So until next time, stay bright, catch you on the dark side.
Those hands and lights can't stop me. I just hold